Alrighty, I'm back. I'm working on Category 3. This is the 8th grade math test for March 2017 release test. So, and again, Category 3. Here we go. Alrighty, I'm looking at question 2, and it's showing me a grid. I see the coordinate grid shows a pentagon. The pentagon's translated 1 unit to the left, and I'm going to underline that because that's probably important, to the left, and then 10 units down. Now, what do y'all know about translation, reflection, rotation, dilation? Yep, those are the words I'm looking for. And all those words mean transformation. And so if you're thinking transformation means just one, it doesn't. It means all of them. So which one is the moving it to the left, to the right, to the up, to the down? I think that sounds like a slide to me. So I'm going to write slide. So if we're sliding, the formula is going to look like this. X comma y, yield. And it's going to be like x plus 1, comma, y minus 2. Or it's going to look like something like that. It's going to have an at sign and a plus sign. And the question is which one's which. So I made you a set of notes here, and I'm going to add it to the screen real quick. And here's my notes. So if you're looking at your graph, if you move to the right, it's positive. If you go to the left, it's negative. If your graph goes up, it's positive, and if it goes down, it's negative. Yep, you knew. You're right. So let's see what it says. So this is my example. So I'm going to put must have addition or subtraction. So what else does that say? No multiplying. That's what that says. So I think up there it said 1 unit to the left, correct? So x comma y, yield, and it said 1 to the left. So if my left would be my x, so I'm going to put x, and I'll put the y here too while I'm thinking about it. X is my left, right. If I'm going left, it's going to be the negative side, so minus 1, because it said 1 unit. And then it said 10 units down. If you're going down, that's the y-axis, and down would be negative, because if your grades go down, that's negative things happening. And I think the 10 goes here. So you just have to find one that matches. And looks like F. The x went down, the y went down. You're just going to have to learn and memorize really that when you're doing a slide, it's really an add or subtract thing because you're just moving it around. You're not making it bigger. You're not making it smaller either. So answer's F. Perfect. Let's go to the next one. Alrighty, I'm on question 5 now. This is still category 3. And it's talking about some triangle graphed on a coordinate plane. That's usually where I graph mine. Some vertices, lots of numbers, letters. Those look nice, right? Some triangle dilated by scale factor of. Dilated scale factor of u. Now, and then it talks about the center dilation and name that ordered pair. Yeah, whatever. What do you know about scale factor? And again, it's just kind of like the same question. That's x comma y yield what? If you're going to make it using a scale factor, and that means you're going to dilate it, you're going to make it bigger or smaller. To do that, you're going to multiply. And so we're looking like 3x, comma, it could be 1/2 y. This is my example. What do you notice? I see multiplying by a whole number, multiplying by a fraction. And careful, fraction could be a regular fraction or an improper fraction. What do you not see? So you should see multiplying. You should not see add or subtract. So no adding, no subtracting. No. So what about A? How about no? And what about C? No. And I thought we said multiplying. Why are you dividing? No. I like D. And I didn't work real hard to get it either. Just got to learn those rules. Next question. Alrighty, I skipped on over to question 36 because it fit right in with those other ones. And again, this is still category 3. So it talks about a quadrilateral FGHJ dilated from the origin of the center of the dilation to create the F prime G prime H prime J prime. That's a tongue twister. So F to F prime. Now, if you don't know anything about prime, there's those little bitty ones right there. They're kind of cool. So this one's first, this one's second. So in case you're wondering, it's always nice when they do prime. It's really easy. That's the first picture, that's the second picture, and I don't have to read very hard to figure that one out. And it says, what is the rule for dilation applied to this quad to create... Okay, so it's the same kind of question. I'm going to underline dilation. What did we just say about dilation? X comma y yield. Didn't we say that's going to be like a 3x and like a 1/2 y or something like that? Didn't we say multiply only? Isn't that what we just said? So what do you think about choice G? Yeah, I see adding too. No. Well, what about J? No. Yep, now you've got 2 in. And more than likely, 5/7 is the same as 1.4 if you make 5/7 reciprocal and write that as 7/5. So the question is it 5/7 or 7/5? So what's the formula for dilation? How about A prime over A? That's the new one. And that's the old one. How about you ought to know that formula? Pretty cool, I know. It's cool. So go find A prime. And if you're not sure, go find those little bitty ones. How long is this? That's like a half, and that's like a half, so I'm going to call that a 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I already counted that. What about this one? I see like that's a half again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a half makes 5. I see 7/5. I'm sorry, it's off screen. I was looking at the graph. So F prime to J prime, I saw 7. And from F to J, I saw 5. And this A prime to A, that just represents the letter. The letters don't matter to me. Just make sure it's the same letter. F prime to F, and vice versa. 7/5 is not 5/7. No. Answer's H. Keep going. Those are nice. I wish they had more. Dilation, multiplying, translation, slide. How about add and subtract? You're right. Alrighty, I'm back to question 7. A cylinder, the dimensions, nice picture. I can make it look more 3D-ish if you want to add the little dashy things behind it. Shade the base in. Why? Why not? When's the last time you got the color? I think it's a great opportunity. And actually, it's an answer. So go ahead and shade that in. Perfect, perfect. And it talks about volume, if you're not sure. I'd be sure now. Cylinder. And it's always going to say cubic inches. Sorry, it's crooked. Because volume is always cubic inches. So maybe you need a formula chart? Formula chart. Let's see here. Volume. Cylinder. There it is. And you're going, well, but that doesn't work. Not too well, does it? No. Volume equals capital base H. Now I'm going to show you a cool strategy. It's pretty nifty. And doesn't this mean base? We all know that, right? Capital B means base. Base, right? Base of the 3D shape. And area of the base of the 3D shape. What is the shape of the base? You're right. Circle. Circle. Thank you. Draw me a circle. And what does area mean? Around or all the stuff inside? The stuff inside. I'm going to shade that. Now I can still see the base under it, but now who cares? Bring down my volume. I'm a big stickler on formulas. What is the formula for a circle and its area? Because I shaded it in. Well, you've got this handy dandy formula chart. Area. Circle. It's right there. Pi radius squared. Now, I usually write pi radius because I teach a lot of this by hand, and kids see a square, the little 2 up there for a squared, and they think times 2. So I tend to do pi radius to help stop that problem. If you like the radius squared, then you write the radius squared. Now I'm going to leave pi as pi because it's a button on the calculator. I don't really want to write 314. 314 is actually wrong. But anyway, here's my pi. Go look up there and find the volume. Not volume, the radius. I see 5. Isn't that the diameter? Yeah, that's not an R. It doesn't even look like an R. And this is H for height. I can write that in for you. I can spell all this out if you'd like me to. I don't have a problem doing that. And y'all do know that diameter is the long one because radius is the short one. Look at the word radius. Diameter. Diameter if you're trying to spell it. Which one's longer? So that's the long line. Which one's shorter? So that's the short line, in case you didn't know. And those things go through the center. If they don't go through the center, it's a chord. Not that I've used that lately, but it's definitely a chord. Anyway, 5 is the diameter, and you can't put a 5 in for an R because that's not a D, that's an R. But you could do this, 5 divided by 2. And I need another one, 5 divided by 2. And I need an H, and I guess it's just H. I'll put an H. Now, I'm looking at my answer choices over there, and they've got all their stuff into decimals, so we'll convert it. Bring down my V, pi. I bet if you type 5 over 2 in the calculator, you get 2.5. You might get 2.50 if you're in mode float 2. Who cares? Now let's read that. How many pies do you see there? 1 chocolate pie. And how many 2.5s did I write? I wrote 2. How many H's do I have wrote? 1. So you're going to go to that, oh, I'm sorry, it's off screen. You're going to go to those answer choices. Find one that has 1 pie, 2 2.5s, and 1 H. So here we go. I'd look for the obvious. Like, you know, where's the 2.5? Yeah, well, where's the 2.5? No. No. And by the way, what is 2.5 times 2.5? Just in case they did that, it's not 5. Oops, let me get off that. 2.5 times 2.5, that's 625. It's definitely not a 5. So you can get rid of 2 of them. That's good. I always like getting rid of 2. Back to these. How many pies do you see? 1. Now let's talk about these 2's. This 2 only applies to what's inside this parenthesis. And then there's 1 H. So I see 1 of those, 2 of those, and 1 of those. Over here, this 2 implies for everything. That means you got 1 of those, you got 2 of those, and you have 2 of those. We only need 1 H. So the answer is C. You'll see more of that in Algebra 1. Let's go to the next question. Question 9. The manager at a car dealership wants to attach a rope with the flag at the top of a pole and to the stake in the ground, and there's your lovely picture. It looks like a dinosaur tail, whatever. Based on this diagram, what's the distance in feet from the top to the bottom? Now, before we have that I feel sad for me, check the units. Feet. Base your answer on feet, doesn't it say? In feet. So never mind about the feet, but man, it hurts when it says inches somewhere. Is that a right triangle? Why, it sure is. I've never seen a left triangle. Good. Yeah, I know. That's a good pun on words, right? So let's do Pythagorean theorem. Woohoo! Let's write that formula down. I wrote that formula down trying to save some film time here. So I've got a squared plus b squared equals c squared. By the way, that's leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared, not hippopotamus either. And let me show you where the leg is. Watch my handy dandy marker. Yep, there it is. Well, I'll even help you. An L and an E for leg. Yep, I know. And hypotenuse, not hippopotamus, is the other number. There's only 3. Alrighty, let me stop the video and get the next set. Alrighty, I wrote the formula for you, and then I plugged in the numbers. I use A for height, B for base because, well, B is the base. You can interchange those, doesn't matter. And then I put x squared. Yeah, I know, isn't that cool? Now, what should we do? Like y1, y2, why not? You're right. You need to put the left side in y1, the right side in y2, and I've already typed that in for you. So you've got 26 squared plus 19.5 squared, and that's x squared. And then you push the graph button. Now, my windows are crazy windows, and let me tell you what I did. I had the windows of like 50, and they didn't work very good, and then I went to zoom out, I think. Sure did. I did zoom out and pushed enter, and then I got this crazy picture. And then I thought, well, yeah, I think it'll work. Second trace, 5. Whoops. Second trace, wrong button. 5, 1, 2, 3. And it says 32.5 is the answer. And guess what? It is. X equals 32.5. 32.5. And you bubble that in the griddable. I made a griddable because you've got to put that in a griddable. I changed 32.5 to 32.50. I changed it to mine. And if you're not sure, do mode float 2 and it'll tell you 3250. 32.5. If you put these in the wrong places, you'll get them wrong. You do not have to put the plus sign because it's automatically positive, but you can if you want to. Alrighty, you'll have to catch me at the next video for category 3. See you later. Goodbye.